Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome to today's video. We are talking about the Staccato CS. We're answering the question, is this a good carry gun? Is it worth the money? Are modifications worth doing to this platform? Because newsflash, I've got a couple done. And just overall thoughts on this gun. I have an initial thoughts video out right here that you guys should watch after you're done watching this video. So this is not that. This is more of a, we have some things done to it. It's been through the ringer a little bit more. Not a crazy burn down by any means, but I've taken it out to the range a few times, put hundreds of rounds through it, and I've had multiple people shoot it. So we're going to share those thoughts, those opinions here. I'm a 2011 fan, or at least I want to be. They're very expensive. Sometimes they're impractical for different contexts, and safety of them can be questionable. They're a bit finicky. There's just a lot of things that come with being a 2011 guy or even an owner. This is my first Staccato. I do have a Springfield Prodigy 4.25, but I think the hallmark of this channel, at least like the through line of it, is the pursuit of finding the perfect carry gun. And that has to strike, it has to check a lot of boxes to be that. I mean, you have so many considerations: price, capacity, weight, manual of arms, like is there a thumb safety, reliability? There's just a lot that goes behind selecting a carry gun. I've had this Staccato CS for about like 4.5 months. Some of that time was spent with the upper over at Monsoon Tactical. They're fantastic. They do work on Staccatos, but like literally any other gun, any other handgun kind of deal. What they did for me is they did a mini Genghis comp port at the top with a CCH coating. I don't even know what it really is. It's kind of black magic. It gives it this patinaed look, this almost rusty, but like very nice. They did that to the slide, the hammer, and the thumb safeties. And yeah, their Genghis comp port, the mini one, is for the CS specifically, and it reduces recoil, muzzle flip, makes it easier to send up follow-up shots. Hey guys, real quick, want to thank and talk about the sponsor of today's video. This year, not the sponsor of today's video being this year, but this past year we've seen a lot of cyber security issues, hacks, breaches, and it's been kind of alarming. Dell, the computer company, suffered a breach impacting over 3.9 billion customers, including sensitive information. Additionally, AT&T had a breach. I had two breaches actually, one impacting about 2.5 million customers and another impacting over 9 million customers, including, you guessed it, sensitive information. That sucks. Ticketmaster was hit for all of you concert goers, and it impacted over 540 million people. But last and certainly most, the National Public Data recently announced that basically every American, like if you've ever had a background check, AKA if you've ever had a job, you've been affected, and your personal information, including social security number, have been leaked by these hackers who have released that information for free online. Additionally, your name, address, phone numbers, public records, all that stuff was packaged, bundled in there as well. So if you're one of those 2.9 billion Americans, which there's only 350 million Americans, a lot of repeat customers there, I would assume, then you have been impacted by this. So all of that goes to say, I mean, it's scary stuff. I don't want to fearmonger here, but maybe it's a good time in the world to take a look at how you're treating your online security, whether that's a consideration you're making. And yeah, my approach to it is I feel very secure because I use Aura, today's sponsor of the video, and a super powerful tool. Aura monitors your personal information, including your social security number and any other sensitive info, over the internet, over billions of data points across the internet. And that includes the dark web, which is a place that you don't want your stuff being distributed on. All of this is in efforts to protect you from identity theft and from any funny business with your information online. They also offer up to $5 million in identity theft insurance in case the worst happens. And as if that weren't enough, Aura has a lot of fantastic tools to help you with your online, I don't even know what the word would be, like hygiene, just making sure that the way that you present yourself online and protect yourself is squeaky clean. They have real-time monitoring of your data with alerts and opt-out requests for data brokers who may want to distribute and sell your information to people with nefarious intentions. They also have a VPN, which I use daily on both my phone and laptop. Whenever I'm off of my home Wi-Fi, even when I'm on my home Wi-Fi, especially because my IP address can be linked to a physical address, I tend to use their secure VPN. They have a password manager for protecting and securing and creating strong passwords. And they also have some great parental tools for helping to monitor children's devices, stuff like that, and more. I'm not leaving myself or my family vulnerable to some interesting characters online, and I don't think you guys should either. So if you're interested, head over to Korean Marksman. Head over to aura.com/Korean Marksman. There you'll get 2 weeks free. A 14-day trial should be plenty of time to test it out, see where your information lies, and determine if Aura is a good fit for you and the fam. Thank you so much to Aura for sponsoring the video. Check that out in the description below. My biggest complaint when shooting this gun initially was that in single fire and slow fire, it felt snappy to me. It didn't feel like it lived up to the hype, quite honestly. And even still under slow fire, there is a massive notable difference before and after from having the port. It still feels like you're shooting a somewhat compromised gun, a carry gun, because that's essentially what it is. When you speed things up, when you do doubles or bill drills, that's when you start to take advantage of this port, and that's where it starts to feel like, okay, this is a Staccato. You're able to maintain speed and accuracy effectively, and so I'm really excited about that. But you should note that under slow fire, you might be like, okay, what am I shooting here? What did I buy? At least that's just for me. I don't know. With a few hundred rounds through it, post comp, I'm excited about it. I really am. I think it's a great gun, but now we got to talk about the value side of it. So after taxes are said and done, you're talking like $2,800 for the CS bone stock. An optic plate, that's going to run you like $150, I think. The optic, obviously, you got to purchase that. Ironically, I have a cheapo optic. It's a Siley Cat X Pro, which is a good optic. Like, they make reliable stuff, but it's cheap when compared to non-Chinese made optics. The Mini Genghis comp, the CCH coating, that ran, I guess, would have ran me about $600. So you're looking at like close to $3,500 for a carry gun, which a lot of people make the argument like, I wouldn't spend more than X number, $1,000, $1,500 on a carry gun, because if I have to use it, it could, worst case scenario, I'll never see it again. Or best case scenario, it'll be like a year before I can get the gun back. And to that, for me at least, I don't necessarily want to spare any expense or many expenses when it comes to defending myself, but more importantly, my family and the ones that I care about. And so even based on that idea, sometimes I change up the carry rotation, or at least used to, based on what I was doing, of course, where I was going, but who I was going with. So if I was going really anywhere by myself, I might not have as capable of a gun, big of a gun, really is what it comes down to. But when I'm out and about with the daughter, with the wife, with family, with friends, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm going to carry something that can have some heft to it, can sling down rounds a little bit more effectively, more accurately than another gun in my carry rotation. But this gun feels like a perfect, close to perfect. It checks all of the boxes except for price for me. It feels like the perfect compromise, the perfect carry gun. The gun that, like the SIG 365 was marketed as, and still is, the 365 every day, no matter where you're going, no matter what you're doing, you can carry it comfortably and you can carry it capably. I feel like this is that. Like, I don't have to think about what I'm doing, where I'm going, who I'm going to be with, because I know that the capacity to shootability, to size, to carryability ratios, if those were ratios, is pretty much dead set. Like, it's really dialed in. Again, the only issue is like, this is an expensive gun. And, I'm 24 years old, 24 and a half almost. So I'm not necessarily in the time of my life where finances are going to be at their peak. So I think having a gun like this that I paid full price for, the modifications were done for free again. It might be a little irresponsible of me, if I'm being honest. I have a lot of other guns that can fill the carry role pretty well, that I shoot almost as good. It's really about how much money. Like, I'm almost paying 50 to 75% more for this gun to get 10 to 15%, I don't know, a 10% performance gain. I know people feel very strongly one way or the other about Staccatos, especially, I mean, there's the drop safe issue. I did actually an update to that. I dropped it on accident. So I was unholstering. It was in the holster, hollow point chambered, and I was taking it out of the pants, getting ready to put it away, and it fell out of my hands, and it fell right onto the ground. Found on this ground, actually, this is carpet, but you can really tell that it's on a slab of concrete because it's not that soft, it's not that cushiony. And it hit like this part of the gun hit first, and then the grip bounced down on the ground. So I didn't drop it like straight down because maybe it would have gone off that way. I don't know. But it took me a second to kind of register and process what happened. And I was like, oh, I dropped my 2011 and I'm good. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but we survived and we're A-okay. I'm feeling fine about it so far. I mean, that's kind of a practical drop as opposed to a manufactured like head height onto the muzzle. So I don't know, good enough for me. But even with the drop safety being less of a concern, there's just a lot of variables as to why one would get this and why one would leave this on the table. And maybe I'll revisit the Staccato CS in the future, maybe a future generation or iteration of it. But at least for now, it's great. It's good. It's fun to shoot. It's accurate. That's where we're at with this video. So hopefully you guys found something useful, a good takeaway from this video. I mean, at the very least, I want you guys to know that Monsoon Tactical does great work. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, and God bless.